Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Film Buzz, the show where we talk about what's buzzing in film today. Today we have a great actor coming on, Jim Holmes, the illustrious. And my name is Zeek Colbert. I'm an actor, and my career is going great. And by great, I mean terrible. And by terrible, I mean really bad. But we have a great show! I've been hitting Lord of the Rings is gayer than Star Wars.
Yeah, but you talked about Crips and Bloods and doing this and things.
I was thinking about that as a stand-up bit today, and I was just trying it out on you for the first time.
Hey, look, I dressed up for you.
You look fucking amazing, I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
And I look like shit.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, we've got Jim Holmes coming on the show later today. Do you think I'm a little too dressed up?
Yeah, you might have
Jim?
to change it. Maybe I'll change it too.
I'll try to grow out my hair real fast and then get out of this suit probably for Jim
Okay, I'll
Holmes.
put on like a shirt with like maybe black and white stripes.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
In a weird way, I feel like we already did the interview. I'm having weird deja vu.
Yeah, me too. I almost
It's
feel
almost
like
like
we
we
shot
did
it
it
a few days ago.
It's almost like, it feels exactly like, almost like...
All right, let's do a thing where we try and make each other laugh, all right?
Okay, yeah, good.
All right. So we're going to look at each other. First one to laugh loses the game. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Why can't you look at me during?
Huh?
Why can't you look at me during?
Huh? Okay, I'll look at you. Fuck! Fuck, I want a rematch.
Alright, rematch.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Count us down.
3, 2, 1, go.
My relations with the Wookiees are great.
Do you want another rematch?
Fuck. Alright. Are you ready?
Yeah. Did you know it is canon for Wookiees to have teeth in their butthole, though? That's true about those creatures.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay.
They were at the Jedi High Council.
Can you say that again?
I got you.
You basically,
You almost
played
broke
you.
it.
I
Your
almost,
face was twitching.
Yeah, but I didn't. You broke. So I'm like, that's three times in a row.
Man.
Damn, I usually lose this game too.
I know.
I'm doing a good job.
I know, you're killing it. I'm fucking getting destroyed here. Oh. Alright, are we trying one more? The fact that I can't laugh is what's making everything funnier.
Of course. Yeah.
They were...
What? Hold on. What's happening that you're laughing at? Okay, go. Say it. They were who?
The situation in my mind of what I'm...
About to say? You have it in your head and you can't even... but you keep losing because you're playing yourself.
Count us down?
3, 2, 1, go.
I wonder if this is going to play in the episode. But, anyway. So they were in the Jedi High Council. Hey, I got you.
That's because you're fucking doing his gerbil face.
I got you.
To not laugh.
I finally got you.
Okay, all right. Ready? Let's do it again.
Count
Ready?
down.
3, 2, 1, go.
They.
No, that's
my
a
voice
laugh.
quivered.
That's
My
a
voice
laugh.
quivered.
Hey,
No,
is it not a laugh?
Your voice has quivered before.
Okay. Our voice can quiver. It just can't be. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ah. I got you.
Now it's all right.
All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Dead silence. Very serious stuff.
That's you.
That was me.
It was a laugh.
It was a sound that I unintentionally emitted. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Count us down again.
3, 2, 1, go.
They were in the Jedi High. They were in the Jedi High Council. All right, again. I gotta get through this shit, bro. I gotta get through it.
I hope you fucking 3, 2, 1, go.
They were... I got you.
This is the dumbest fucking thing. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to say it.
Ah!
All right, ready?
3, 2, 1. Where were they?
They were in the Jedi High Council.
Can we start again?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, gosh. I think.
I swear to God, if our whole opening bit is literally fucking 10 minutes of just this.
Ready?
Yes.
They were in the Jedi High Council, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was an outbreak in Kashyyyk. And they asked all the high-tier Jedis... I think it's impossible.
No, it's not.
I really think...
Imagine you're on set and you really have to deliver this line.
I am.
Wait. And it was funny the first couple of times, and now you can tell the director's actually getting, like, annoyed. And they're like...
Right. All right. They were...
Your other coworkers aren't laughing anymore.
There's no one here.
No, I know, but let's say, like co-stars on this show. Like, you're on a show, you have to say this line.
Right.
I'm the only one laughing with you now at this point.
They were in the Jedi High Council.
Mm-hmm.
And they were asking the Jedis, the highest tier Jedis, who should go to fix the outbreak in Kashyyyk. Right? And of all the Jedis, of all the Jedis, Yoda raises his hand. And he says, I should go. And they go, why you, Yoda? And he goes, great relations with the Wookiees I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, what do you think that says about Yoda?
He has sex with Wookiees.
But isn't he supposed to be celibate?
Okay, I don't know, is he? Yeah, as a Jedi, or you just can't love? What is it? You literally can't have sex?
I think that's what I interpreted it as. But maybe that's wrong. But anyway, he goes, yes, I will go. Mm-hmm. Great relations with the Wookiees I have.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, that guy's probably got some stories, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's all I had to say. Okay, so we have Jim Holmes coming on the podcast.
Jim Holmes. Now, who is Jim Holmes, Zeek?
Jim Holmes, personally, is the man who gave me my first part in a play in my entire life. Not personally. Jim Holmes is a working actor. He's been working in Los Angeles for, I don't know.
Long time.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, long.
Jim Holmes has a young man's...
He's a good-looking guy. It's been a long time.
He's a veteran.
He also has 2 daughters and, like, a wife. I think he's a grandfather now, actually.
Yeah, he's
and one of the questions I'm really curious about is how do actors navigate the balance of family life from their career? Knowing that you're not, doing too much and doing not enough. So I'm excited to ask him about that.
And I want to know about his career as an actor, and I also want to know specifically about his guest star, co-star part on the show Entourage, where he is trying to seduce Jeremy Piven's character, Ari Gold, at a gay club. We're excited for Jim Holmes!
Hey!
Welcome Jim Holmes, everybody! He's here.
That's the biggest applause I've had in years. That was awesome. There were 3 or 4 of you.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I missed you.
I missed you too.
Yeah.
You walk... What?
Just gonna elaborate on how much I missed you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Please do.
Right. Yeah, well,
You guys want the couch to yourselves?
No, I'm done.
Damn it, I
just a little more.
blew that one. But anyway, we tried. You actually cast me in my first play of my life.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, As You Like It was my first play of my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you played this lovesick puppy in that.
It was a big part for somebody who had never played it before.
Yeah.
And I remember one day in rehearsals, I was going around doing one of the big scenes or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did the whole play, and I was like, all right. So I was like, I'm getting it. We did the whole run. And then you pulled me over after the play. You came over, and I'm like, you're like, Dante, come here. And I was like, okay, what am I going to hear? And you put your arm on my shoulder, and you go, it looks like you're just reciting up there. You can't fucking do that. Just give it, come on, man. Give it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
So you thought you had nailed it? And
I didn't think I had
shot.
I thought I was getting somewhere. And then you were like,
yeah, you were getting somewhere. Not where it needed to go,
right,
somewhere, right.
And then, but that was like a kick my ass moment. And then I started to, I had to change gears and everything. And then, I don't know about you, but I was very proud of the work that I did.
I thought you really brought it home. I was frankly, after that rehearsal, which I don't recall saying that exactly, but I was not hopeful. And you really came through.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad. Well, I don't know if I
No,
would.
I don't, I told you I missed you and all that stuff. And I don't want to shine you on too much. But I mean, you looked right for the role.
Right.
You looked like this sort of, I don't know, old English romantic troubled guy, right? And I thought if I can just get him to be human, I'll be fine, right?
Who knew how hard that was going to be?
Yeah, no, but you've got it, man. You really delivered. I was proud of you.
Appreciate
That's
it.
what your mother, I was talking about your mother earlier. That's what your mother said.
Okay.
She was like, this is just the first thing I've really felt like he's understanding what's going on now. So I was like, give it.
My own mom. But, I needed moments where people kicked my ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you did. And also the people, right when the show starts to get real, and the tickets start selling and you start to see how many people are going to come and you're like, I have to be much better than I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Well, that's the final exam of any show, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's people out there now that have expectations, right?
Right. And that always makes you better, or it should make you better.
Yeah.
But
puts pressure on you. Got your own self-respect to deal with in those situations,
mm-hmm.
right? Yeah.
You don't want to be known as a weak link or anything.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm doing stand-up comedy now and a bunch of stuff doing this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
what is this thing?
This is a podcast called Film Buzz, which is like half comedy and then half we interview people in showbiz and learn about. It's kind of for actors coming up and stuff.
Okay.
Or directors or whoever you are.
Yeah. So you thought me getting up in your grill like that was helpful, not demoralizing?
No, I thought it helped me deliver you a good performance.
Well, that's good. Because it doesn't always work.
Have you always been candid? Have you been I'm going to tell you exactly what I think to your face? When did that start?
Well, it doesn't usually work to do that.
Really?
I mean, you can't. Half of what you have to do is. Some people go too far with this. I know a lot of other directors are much more like this than me. They want to create this safe space. This is safe. You can try things here. Nothing's going to happen to you. And that, you sort of want to say, hey, this is fun. You wouldn't be in it if I didn't believe you could do it. I didn't hope for you. But if you at some point you just got to go, hey man, it's just not happening. I mean, you got to kick it into gear.
Right.
And you can do that with certain types of people. And I think I just felt like I could go, hey man, I'm not screwing around. You got to step it up, right?
Yeah.
That you wouldn't collapse if I did.
Oh, right.
You can't say that to a lot of people. You just got to go, no, it's good. As a matter of fact, Neno in that show, so Neno will probably watch this. But I knew he was struggling with his lines, so it's gonna be fine, man. It's gonna be fine. He would go, I'm sorry, I'm gonna, don't worry. I mean, I was like, I know, I trust you. You're gonna get it. Don't worry, it's gonna be fine. It's all good. It's all good, right? That's really all. Even as an actress, the same thing I want. People just go, yes, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
I really love what you did, right?
Right. It's when the actor thinks that they're doing good and they're not that you have to.
Well, I mean, at a certain point, the audience is coming, and it's like, I feel a certain responsibility, to protect the actor from himself on a certain level. You don't really want to be doing what you're doing up there, right? So
right.
Let me help you out.
Now, this is funny to me, and so I'll say it.
Oh, good. All right, good. That's part of this film buzz thing, is the comedy thing.
I remember on our tour which him and I were in,
right.
There was a scene with Gavin. The amazing Gavin.
Yes, Gavin McKay.
Yeah, and he was playing, his character was gay.
Yeah.
And he had a scene where, like, there wasn't anything sexual that happened.
Right.
But it was with the...
Cole Lombardi.
Yeah. And the nuances had to show that they were in love with each other.
Exactly, yeah.
And they couldn't do it outright because there had to be nuance. It was part of the text, right?
Right.
And then there was a rehearsal after that you called them out after, and you were like, guys, the scene is coming great and everything, but I don't know how to say this, but I just need you to be more gay.
Okay.
And then I was watching one of my favorite, I don't know, it's a show that I really like.
Okay.
Entourage.
Yes, exactly.
And then turns out you can take your own.
I know the gay. I can do it. Yeah. Look,
you were fantastic.
Oh, really? Thanks. Yeah.
Now you got really method for that role.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was an interesting thing because the audition, I was just sitting there. It was like I was talking to somebody in an office. And then you show up on the set, and I mean, there's literally like 60 extras that they've picked up at gay bars around LA, and they're all dancing. There were a couple of these extras that were just like deep French kissing each other right by me. They were like, we're going to be moving, and Jeremy Piven doesn't even, he's just, hey, how are you? They're like, okay, we're going to go, and we're running through the thing. So it is one of the realities of working on a set, right? Especially a TV show where they're on a tight thing, where it's like, this was not what I did in the audition. This is a lot more pressure, and you got to be moving, and this line has to happen at the top of the stairs. So
right.
How much work did you put in before that scene? Essentially,
is that in a zoom in? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's different from the audition,
are you like the interviewer here, or are you the camera guy?
I wear everything.
Why are you riding this guy so hard? He seems like a good guy.
He's amazing. I love him, and one day he's going to be one of the best directors in all of Hollywood.
Okay,
but I need to
leave him alone, man. I'm telling you.
I just need to make sure that camera is on who's talking. That's all. It's on the back of my mind.
Good. But so you are what you were asking me if I like went out and made out with guys to sort of get in the mood, or
what happened was I got into a film one time, and the way that I read it, I guess, got me into the thing.
Sure.
But I guess the director didn't like anything of what I was doing when I was there, and so she changed up the complete character as I was on set, which was fine and interesting. So the way you did the audition was the exact. You said it wasn't the same working it, but did you have the same character? Was it essentially just the same?
Well, I mean, the story of the scene was the same. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know you were gay, you know. No, I'm not gay. It's like, sure, nobody was gay, right? I mean, it was all like, I know you're just in the closet, and so, but it's our secret. I mean, that was really the scene.
Right.
And then, of course, I was wrong. I mean, he was there to look for his assistant, Lloyd, right?
But I mean, the way you played it. Did you play around with, I wanted to be more flamboyant, to be more
I think he had to be, because I'm dancing with a gay extra on the set, right? Before he actually walks in, I go, who knew? Ari, who knew, right? I'm just here for my thing. Oh, sure, right? We all are, right? So all of that was just faster and a little... just a little broader because of the environment, not the playing style necessarily.
Did they direct you and give you any changes, or did they just let you do it? They were like, he's got it.
I did not have that big a part. They don't talk to you. Have that big a part, right? You're lucky if they speak to you at all. all I know is nobody had to reshoot because I blew it. Right?
Nice.
That was the key. Right?
That part where you grab his tie, was that you or was that somebody else?
That was my choice.
Hey.
Wow.
That was a little Jim Holmes brilliance for you. Yeah, right.
So Jeremy Piven is just a powerhouse.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, he was very easy for me to work with. Okay, he comes from a theater family in Chicago, so and worked for a theater company there. But I talk about him sometimes in my acting for the camera classes because I've actually gotten this note a lot. It's too much. It's too big, right? Frames like this, too big.
Right.
But they don't say that to him. They just widen the frame. They just capture what he does.
He is
right?
so big.
Yeah.
In that show.
At least in that show, right?
Yeah.
Like if you see him in Sin City, he sort of understands the tone of that piece and is able to sort of hold back a little bit. But as Ari, they're like, look, he's constantly yelling and very physical, and so they just widen the frame and capture it. So
right.
And that sort of depends on the show and how they shoot the show too.
I for some reason his big performance I think really works in that show.
Oh no, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, they wrote to him. You know what I mean? He brings it, and then the writers, they go, okay, well that's what we're gonna get. So we need to leverage that.
Right. Speaking of him or other actors, who are some people that you've worked with throughout your career that you really were like, oh, this is kind of a
brush with greatness?
Or there's just the kind of thing I got into this whole thing for, right? To like work with.
Well, let's just be clear about who you're talking to here. I mean, I sort of have never popped into that higher tier, right? So as I interact with these people, it's usually on a daily basis. I'm not usually doing an entire film with them.
Right.
I mean, I guess, I did that movie Beauty Shop, and so I was on that for a couple of weeks. So I was hanging out with those people. Most of my scenes were with Queen Latifah, so that was nice. I got used to sort of working with her and interacting with her, and that was friendly. And she's, by the way, just an awesome human being. So, I mean, that was fun. I mean, the people that I really admire, like I worked with James Spader on Boston Legal.
Damn.
But I'll say, as a guest star, you kind of, it's weird. It's like you got to know your place, right?
Right.
And he doesn't want to be my best friend because I'm there for 3 days. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's usually not a good thing, but I did it in that situation. I went up to him and I just want to say, I mean, it's really great working with. I've always admired you, right?
Right.
And it wasn't like he went, oh, thanks so much, right? He was kind of like, why are you talking to me, right?
Oh.
But after that, he did come up to me a couple of times. There were a couple of things that I did, and he sort of ingratiated himself a little bit after the fact there. But it's not that he was mean. It's just that, you don't necessarily want to go up. But I did. I really admired him. So, as you like it. But,
really?
You're aging.
Anyway, I am aging. That's true. Right now, I'm like speeding up during this interview.
Yeah. Since you're near the end of your life, I was wondering.
Yes. Yeah. How often I think of death?
Yeah.
Really?
No, but we were talking once about, you have 2 daughters, you have a family, and in terms of acting, there's that feeling of, that I get and a lot of other actors get, I think, of you're never doing enough, you're constantly behind, and how to balance that work-life balance in a healthy way. Do you think you figured it out at some point, that you were like, this is how much I want to dedicate to acting, this is how much I dedicate to my family, to myself?
For us all to know.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
how did you figure that out?
Well, look, I mean, I think that I had a guy describe one time, some guy said to him, tell me about yourself. And his response, well, first of all, I'm a Republican. And second, I'm a Southerner. And third, I'm a father. And I was like, that is so fucked up, right? That's third on your list, and Republican is first. I mean, whatever your political stripes, it's like, I'm a Democrat for what it's worth, but that would not be the top way I would describe myself, right? Yeah. But I definitely think I put, my marriage and family above all that other stuff, right? And is that great for a career? I don't know. I mean, I have friends. I had a friend, I guess he's still a friend, Steve Heitner. He's a really funny comic, and he was on Seinfeld. you know, and he was talking to me on the set. He was like, I can't get involved in a relationship. I'm so focused on my career. And that was sort of not how I went about it. I mean, so for me, it was different that way, that I thought, you know, I want to have a family. I want to raise children. I want to be a grandfather someday, which I am now. So I'm not, you know, would it have been better if I had said, no, all I want to do is act and I'm going to fly to Poland and do some low-end, you know, independent film, and who cares about my family? I mean, I was doing theater right out of graduate school for about 7 years, which also wasn't a good, no, in New Mexico. There was a regional theater there, an equity theater. And so they always did shows in the middle of the year. During pilot season, which doesn't really exist anymore, but during pilot season. And I would go, and I would come back, and my agent would go, wow, I mean, you left. I mean, I can't represent you anymore. You were gone, right? So it was hard on my career to do that. But the main reason I stopped doing it was I had a 2-year-old daughter who wouldn't let me put her to sleep anymore because who's daddy? He's been gone for 3 months, right? And I thought, well, this is not why you have children. I can't do that. So.
Right.
But people are different, you know. Some people, all they care about is their career. I think it's one of the reasons a lot of marriages in the entertainment industry break up. People are like, it's more important that I, you know, gain 60 pounds and, you know, play this role, and that's going to require all of my time and effort, than that I go to my kids' soccer games. I've actually, when my first daughter was born, I was doing a television commercial for a company called Meta Copiers. And I was a spokesman for it. It was a well-paying job. And I got the job, and I said, okay, my wife's pregnant, and she's supposed to go into labor about that date. I just need to let you know, if she goes into labor, I'm going to leave the set. They were like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. It's my first child. I'm not going to not go to the hospital. You're kidding, right? And I was like, look, I'm happy to pay somebody to be there. I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm not going to go to the birth of my first child. Right. I mean, I don't love Meta Copiers that much. I just don't, right? And then the last time that happened, I did a spot for, I can't remember if it was a commercial again for Carl's Jr. or something like that. And my daughter was graduating from high school. And I was like, and they were shooting in Ventura. And the graduation was at like 5 o'clock in Glendale. And I went, I got a hard out at 3. And they were like, you can't leave at 3. I mean, this is the whole, you're the star of the commercial. You have to be here. I was like, then don't hire me. You'll turn it down? I was like, yeah, my daughter's graduating from high school. I'm not going to not go to that. But I'm guessing a lot of people will go, hey, this is work.
Yeah.
Right?
Before kids, did you still have that same commitment? Like when it was just you and your wife then, let's say?
I was just doing a lot of cocaine. No, I mean, honestly, at that point before kids, you know, you just don't think about that. Right?
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's just, I just got out of graduate school. I want to be an actor. I get to play, you know, in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, or I'm going to play, you know, Festy in 12th Night. And then I'm going to do these roles that I've always wanted to do. So I'm going to go be an actor.
So you went to the school was called, I forgot the name of the school. It was
CalArts.
Yeah, one of the better schools here, right? It's like
not as good as Loyola though, right?
Oh, yeah.
CalArts and USC are like the big elite ones here.
You know, it changes. You know, I know people, and sometimes students ask me, you know, should I go to NYU or should I stay here in LA? Should I go to USC? Should I go to Chapman? You know, where should I go? And it sort of depends. I mean, it changes. I mean, CalArts, when I was there, was ranked very high, right? And not that it's not still a great school, but it doesn't, it's not always that. I know people that go to Tisch in New York and they want to do, and they have multiple programs now there. People that just run through the Meisner program, people that run through this other program that's much more practical. I heard about it the other day. But it sort of depends on who's there. My wife, you know, goes to showcases, and one year she'll go, oh my God, the Juilliard showcase was just ridiculously bad, right? And that's one of the premier programs in the country. But who's doing the showcase that year? I don't know, you know? Some clown comes in and just doesn't do a great job, or doesn't do a job that's focused for casting directors in LA. So you can't really tell. But listen, I had a great education at CalArts. I mean, I was really happy there.
And you went there with Scott and Kevin from As You Like It?
Scott McDonald, Kevin Brown, Sean Fenton. Sean Fenton was my roommate.
Love
right?
Sean Fenton. Yeah.
And my wife. That's where I met my wife.
Really? What did she study there?
Same thing. Acting, yeah.
And yeah. I mean, Scott McDonald was for me, it was like when you said that you were on set with that guy and you had seen him in that movie. I mean, because my favorite movie we just watched the other day is Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, right.
And then
we were on marijuana, actually.
Yeah, right.
And that movie is trippy.
Oh yeah. On marijuana.
On marijuana, especially.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, was that a secret?
no.
Okay.
But
you guys are young. What do you mean I'm on marijuana? Right?
I didn't know what the
If I said that, my children would laugh at me.
perfectly
You were
legal.
on marijuana, Dad? Why didn't you just say you were high?
yeah, that's.
I'm on marijuana now. That's why.
That explains it.
But yeah, no, I liked really good war movies since I saw Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, and
then so obviously I saw that movie Jarhead with Jake Gyllenhaal and Scott McDonald.
Yeah,
and then and also the movie the Stanley Kubrick film Full Metal Jacket.
Right.
There's
the
the guy who's calling the guy. He's like I didn't know they stacked shit that high when they asked him how tall he is and all that stuff.
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, is that that's the sergeant?
The sergeant,
Eyebrows.
the same role.
Was
a great actor. Yeah, I forgot his name, but he's all over the place.
I'm trying to remember who that was.
Can you Google it?
Yeah.
No.
I wanted to say, F. Lee Ermey played it, right.
Okay.
And he was a real sergeant,
Yeah.
right? And then he got a career after that. And I remember,
He was amazing.
but he's not really a great That wasn't really a great actor, right? That's what he did, right?
Yeah.
Scott's a really good actor.
Right,
Scott
Scott's
does both things, right?
But I thought Scott's character was kind of driven, obviously, from that same character that this other guy played.
Yeah, I mean, but those guys are iconic.
You think they're the same?
Yeah, I mean, look at Stripes. I mean, look at Warren Oates and Stripes, right? So that's sort of an archetypical sergeant. You know?
Right. But that his role in the film is just the beginning, right?
Yeah.
But I always remembered him being throughout the film because his performance was huge, and I always remember Jarhead as the movie where Jake Gyllenhaal gets his head jammed into a chalkboard by that one sergeant who's really scary.
McDonald, yeah. Right.
And then I come to the table read on my first play ever, and I'm like saying hi to everybody, and I turn to my left, and I'm like, it's the guy from
You better do a good job, or
and then I remember
head
during rehearsal one time you were like, we were rehearsing, and it was Ava Marie and Nick and everybody and Olivia Twyford. And you were like, guys, we got to get this shit together because before I unleash my friend Scott McDonald on you guys, we need to have our shit together.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what you meant until Scott McDonald showed up.
Yeah. So Scott was at the same theater as I was.
I wanted to ask you again,
Yeah.
back to the just starting out as an actor and feeling like you're either not enough or imposter syndrome. When you got out of grad school, were you like, I'm a graduate now, like I know exactly what I'm doing as you're acting and in the industry? Or did you always feel, I need to be doing more, I need to be adding more? Because, I don't know, we're told we need to make our own content, we need to constantly audition, we need to learn new skills.
So we couldn't do that. Okay, so we didn't have that facility
Right.
because there was no
It's too
internet.
expensive.
That's how old I am.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no internet. All you could do, and this I think was a mistake in my career. I had agent tell me this was stand up, right?
Oh.
And that was stand up before there really was stand up. There was the Comedy Store and the Improv. And those two places were really it. And there weren't in every city in America 15 comedy clubs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Like
I said,
now.
well, I'm not a comedian, right? I'm an actor. I mean, I do Shakespeare and, stuff like that, and Chekhov. I mean, I'm like a serious actor, right? Of course, nobody gives a crap about that. But the short answer is I really thought I was set.
Okay.
I thought I went to Cal Arts, one of the top 3 schools in the nation. It was Cal Arts, Yale, and I can't remember what the other one was. Those were the 3 top schools in the nation. I got the lead in all of the big shows at Cal Arts. I felt like I was sort of the top of the game there. In my class, Scott was a year after me, and he was the lead and everything. So I sort of thought, I'm just going to waltz into L.A. And I got a real dose of cold ice water like nobody gave a crap. That I had done, 100 leads in plays and had worked my ass off. Which is why I went and did theater, because it was like, I got to work, right? so I joined a theater company. It was easier to get into 20th Century Fox in one of their plays. I was like, what is this? What am I paying for? I can't get on stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow.
So, I mean, I find, I didn't have enough experience with it too. There have been actors that have come through LMU that have sort of been like, I'm getting all the leads, right? Because they sort of look a little older or they can sing, you know what I mean? And they just think, I'm it, right? And then I'm like, yeah, you need to you're it in this little group, but you ain't nothing out there, so you need to take a real dose of humility. So, I mean... Which
is inevitably coming.
Yeah, but that's a professional thing. I mean, I'm really thinking differently about it now. Sometimes it's just I have guests into my classes that are really successful people that share this. The truth of the matter is, if you were a sculptor, you would sculpt. So the problem is really, you need to do something, right? And so I did that. I started my own theater company. I directed some plays. I wrote a musical or the book for a musical with a buddy of mine and acted in it. You have to sort of apply your craft. I mean, and I think a lot of actors just sort of get up in the morning and go, why does my agent not give me an audition, right? And so that's not the way to do it. It's like you get up in the morning, you go, you know what, I mean, I really like to sort of develop this character. And what would he say? And, you know, write yourself a short play for the character, do something.
Right.
I mean, that's really the artistry of it. And what turns you on? What's creatively inspiring to you? You can't just go... And if you want to do Chekhov, then do Chekhov. Like, put a bunch of people together and go, we're going to do The Three Sisters on the street in Culver City. I mean, you got to do something.
Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman said, if you can do your craft anywhere, you do it anywhere.
That's
I'm
right.
paraphrasing really hard, but basically it's that.
No. But the point is, what's hard for actors is, but I need other actors and I need words, right? And I'm not a writer. That was why I didn't do stand-up. I'm not a comedian. I don't write comic dialogue. And when I think about it, I probably could have. I mean, that's what they all do. They all go, well, I don't know what's funny. Let me just try this.
Right.
And it's white-knuckled, terrifying to do it, you know? But if that's something you think listen, I admire anybody that does it. And I think, you know, improv is also another way where you start to get to play your craft where you don't need the words because I just need a scenario and some people to play with.
Right.
Do you know Mitch Hedberg, the comedian?
Yeah,
Died a while ago?
Yeah.
He said as a comedian, you can't just do comedy. They're always like, do you write? Can you act? And I feel similarly for acting. You have to also write and do stand-up and do a bunch of other things, which if you look at it like you have to, you're not going to have a good time, right?
Yeah.
So ideally, you look at it through the lens of I'm very happy and excited.
So, what's his name? Viggo Mortensen, you know? He's a painter.
I love him.
He's a painter, right? And then some people are like history buffs, so they're really taken with historical characters and they're exploring those archetypes in their work.
Yeah.
So, you know, look, you know, I know I had a sort of a teacher that just visited for a while when I was in Cal Arts, and he was like, you know, you need to surf and rock climb. You need to do something that's scary. You need to test yourself, right?
You have to live life to enjoy the work, right? Essentially,
you have no resource to draw upon if you don't live, right?
Yeah.
Just sitting there waiting for somebody to write stories for you to inhabit. You'll die on the vine.
Right.
But you guys have, you know, I mean, you're doing this. You can make your own movie, put it on YouTube. You start your own TV show. Which is
let's
what
do
this
that.
is.
Yeah,
Why don't you do that?
Actually,
right?
I need to do that.
Let's make a funny movie.
You should do it.
Yeah, keep your shoes on.
I know this great cameraman, Reno. Could,
oh yeah.
Right.
Reno's out there making films.
Yeah. See.
But all right. So last question for me is
okay.
Okay. So I had the story about Scott and the broken bottle and everything. I don't know what's a better question. What's the character in your life that's been the biggest challenge for you? Or what's one that you could have like a really funny story about? Maybe, I don't know, what comes to mind is you forgot your lines on stage in front of everybody, or you broke something and you had to keep going.
Philip, that's not funny.
No.
That's awful. That's freaking awful.
It's funny to the people.
All right, I'll tell you a funny story about somebody else forgetting their lines.
Okay, yeah, your friend.
So I told you I got to leave and go do Virginia Woolf. I played Nick in Virginia Woolf, right? So I don't know if you know that. You know that play?
I do
Afraid
know
of
that
Virginia
play.
Woolf? Okay,
Yeah.
so this young couple, Nick and Honey, come over to dinner at this older couple with this complicated relationship. And George and Martha are the two older couple. So Nick, it's a really hard role. He's on stage the whole play. And he's got, 6 pages will go and he won't say a damn thing, right? He doesn't say anything. So all he does is sit there and drink, right? So he sits and drinks. Well, the guy playing George is this English actor. He forgot his lines, right? And he just walked off stage. Right? You know, when you have lines, you can embellish. You can take it because I'm in the scene. I have things to say. I didn't have anything to say. And he went, "Be right back, bud." And he walked off stage. And I'm sitting there with my scotch, and I'm going, well, this is what I do the whole fucking time, so I'm just going to sit and just have my scotch, right? I just sit here, and I'm drinking, and I'm looking at him off stage, and he's flipping through the script. He's just sitting there with this script, and he's looking through it. I was like, "Hey, George." Nothing. I'm like, you know. Then I get up, I start walking around, right? This fucker was gone for literally 4 or 5 minutes. I'm out there just tickling my fucking ice.
Yeah.
I came off stage and he went, "You fucked up that scene tonight." I went, me? Dude, you left me for 5 minutes. You just walked out and you're giving me shit about my work tonight? You asshole. So, yeah.
I had no idea somebody would think I can leave. I always thought if you forget your lines on stage, you're set. You have to just stay there until something happens.
I tell you what, it was happier for him off stage than it was for me.
Yeah.
With my ice, right?
Yeah.
He went and he looked at the lines, he came back and just kept going as if nothing happened?
Yeah, he once he sort of reoriented himself to where he was in the script and what he was supposed to say next, you know. I think I actually get up and walked over there and I went, "George? You know, I mean, what the fuck could I do? I had no lines. There were no other characters.
Is that what he expected you to kind of create a whole other thing that wasn't there?
I think that selfish bastard didn't think about me at all.
Wow.
I think he just went, "I'm not sitting out here with egg on my face. I'm going to walk off and figure out where I'm at," right?
Yeah.
So,
oh, wow.
So that's a forget your line story. Yeah. So
that's a great one.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It would be, if you've been in a play and, you had lines and there were other characters, like if Sam had walked off stage and you were there with, who was the other henchman with you? You had were you
he doesn't remember, you're right, Sebastian. He doesn't remember you.
You played multiple characters.
Whoa, I did, yeah.
You were in the judge's seat or something at some point, right? I didn't realize you were also... But, I mean, if you guys were out there, you would go, "What do you think he wants us to do?
Right.
When do you think the bad guys are coming?" I mean, you would be able to,
It would be fun.
Sure, I'll say I would have done that.
Something. I didn't have anybody.
I
had
ice
and scotch.
No, right.
Sitting on a sofa just like this. Nothing to do.
Yeah.
Completely helpless.
But you're a visitor in the house. The improv mind could be, I'll look through his records.
Trust me. Trust
if
me.
you could think about it.
No. I did all of that shit. And he still didn't come back. Then he was still off stage.
I looked through every drawer.
I'm telling you, legit. You know how long? A minute's a long time.
Yeah.
3 to 5 minutes, I swear to God.
Jesus
3
Christ.
to 5 minutes.
Wow.
Surprise.
And I thought the chicken shit thing for me to do would be to walk off after him. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, nice.
I'm not doing that, right?
Yeah.
But I ran out of, flip through the magazines, look at the pillow, reset, okay, everything's good. A little bit, that's a good scotch. I'm like, everything I could do.
That is ridiculous. Yeah. What
A Doll's House, which was a DRP show. I forgot my line on stage as we had a preview audience. I was Torvald Helmer, right?
Oh, yeah.
And my character's drunk at this point, and he says something, I forgot why, but the lines just went out of my head, and I'm rambling, and I'm just like, it's not coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I look at my scene partner here, and she's like, "Okay, he's going somewhere with it." And I look at the other scene partner, she's like, "He's not going anywhere with it." And then I just And then Sophia Zook Stanley, I called her out in another episode. She goes, "Hey, it's hot in here, right?"
Sure,
to lead me to the thermostat, which is where we're going.
Right.
And I was like, "Yes!" And then that got us out of the whole thing. And so right as we get off stage, I give her a huge hug, just saving me.
So
yeah, but see, you can't leave the stage. I would have never thought, this is your guys' problem. You know what I mean?
Well, the old days, you would just call for line, and they
in
would
front of an audience.
That's
yeah.
That's
really?
Mark Valera did that. He was in a show, and there was a big sad thing that happened. Somebody passed away that was in the cast, I believe. And then the show right after, he was doing his big thing. It was All My Sons. And he was the lead, and he was like, it wasn't there, and he just stopped the show, and he goes, "Line," to the guy in the back.
Yeah.
and they gave him the line.
So, look, a good stage manager would be on top of that and tell you the line.
Right. And the stage manager had to probably ruffle through for a little bit.
Yeah, no, they're watching the script, so they could feed you that. It's less likely now just because it's also technical heavy and you're like locked in a booth somewhere without access. But they could wire somebody backstage and, go out there and, whisper the line to him or, shout it on stage.
Yeah.
Keep the show going.
Right. I mean, I was doing stand-up the other week, and so many of my friends were in the audience, and it was like my agent was in the audience. Mm-hmm. And I'd gone after this guy who I really admire and everything, and I was doing the show, and I've done this bit so many times, and it was just gone, it was just, and I'm looking at the void of people, and everybody's waiting for me to say something, and I'm like, where is what I'm supposed to say? And then I was able to get I was able to get it back, but do we all know that feeling of just
it's long,
it's kind of like a hopeless where is it?
And if you stop breathing, your brain's not going to go, oh, let me think of the line. Your brain's going to think, why is your body not breathing? And that won't help you remember. So you have to remember to breathe, too.
It's hot. Your body gets hot.
Yeah.
It's really hot. And you're like, I'm going to burst into flames here if this doesn't come to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
With stand-up, can't you just...
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be funny?
I'm supposed to be, yeah. But it was probably a 3-second thing that happened, but it did seem like
seems like forever.
Yeah, it's falling off a bike, or falling off when you're falling and it doesn't feel real and it's fast and slow at the same time.
No, but I'm sure the guy in the play thought he was only off for 30 seconds.
But to you, it felt like a lifetime.
I guarantee. There were too many things I did. It took too long for me to go through all of the possible pantomiming, looking around opportunities with even calling off to him and hearing nothing off stage. Okay, back to the cushions. Right.
Turn into a whole other genre, like a Hitchcock film or something.
Kind of. Yeah, it's a little spooky. Right. Rear Window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dial M for murder.
Yeah, which is what I was considering doing to the actor. Especially when he came up and criticized my work.
What the fuck?
You got some big stones to do that now. You left me out there with nothing to do about
it. All right. We are back with Film Buzz.
And we're going to do jokes!
We're going to do jokes with Jim Holmes.
This is a wheel.
Okay.
You probably remember this when it was invented.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I was
sorry.
Fun. No, yeah, I was alive then. Yeah.
All right. So the way this works is that you're gonna spin that wheel, and it's gonna land on either my name or his name.
Okay.
By the way, we go by
our
other
stage names. Well.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then whoever gets the picked is gonna give you a joke for you to read, and you're gonna read it out loud as you're reading it for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you have to deliver it with
gusto.
We gotta get some
with gusto.
With gusto.
So you're expecting me to perform?
Correct.
It's gonna be a great comedic.
Okay. Well, the hardest part's gonna be spinning that thing because I'm old. Okay.
Make sure.
Do I just hold it here?
You can set that on the edge of the table, wherever.
Up here, if you want.
Okay, put it on the table.
Yeah.
You want it facing the camera so they can see,
yeah.
Then I'll just peek around and look.
Yeah, that sounds good. They'll tell us who it landed on.
Oh, you want me to turn it like that?
Perfect. Thanks, Jim.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
I've also been a hand model. Okay. You guys ready?
Yeah, this guy is always looking through things.
Are you nervous?
I'm a little nervous.
Are you really? I'm the one that's reading it. You're worried I'm going to screw it up?
But I trust you. I'm worried about my writing.
You should not trust me. Okay. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Zeek!
I get the first joke.
Okay.
All right. Here you go, Jim Holmes. Our first joke, read by Jim Holmes.
I can't read your handwriting, man. This is already hard. Rene, what's his name? Dubois? Okay. Famous French chef Rene Dubois, behind delicious dishes like escargot and frog legs, is onto his most ambitious achievement yet. Rat asshole with mayonnaise.
I don't know why the French eat raw animals and stuff. Anyway. There's my first joke.
Well done.
Thank you.
Right.
You well done.
Yeah, you always get a laugh on assholes.
It's kind of fun.
You can never go wrong with mayonnaise and assholes.
That was my thinking exactly.
All right, we're spinning again. Ready? I gave that one a little more gas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See?
Right.
Wait, are you keeping up with this Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing?
I've been following it.
Okay.
This is my impression of Amber Heard laying in Johnny Depp's bed. I think I'm going to take a shit right here. Two potty humor jokes in a row. Gag me with a horse cock, something like that. Yeah. Right? You want me? Are we going to spin again?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Holiday!
Hey. Joke 19. When I'm wearing my sunglasses, people think I'm cool and mysterious. When I'm wearing my regular glasses, they think, this perv needs to stop staring at my tits. The problem, I'm old and look that way. Okay?
Spin again.
All right, here we go.
Hey!
Do we really
this one's a little G-rated in mine. So this is fine. This one's a
I wish we
clean.
had a camera on Sebastian.
We should. We were supposed to.
Joke 20. I went to quit my job because I hate it and it's tedious. But I'm scared of starting a new job that could be even worse. For example, I don't like our quarterly staff meetings, but what if a new job has quarterly ass fuckings? That sounds fun.
We need to give Jim Holmes cleaner jokes.
So we need to write cleaner jokes.
I have some clean jokes.
Hey, I have some clean jokes. Do we want to read them to
actually,
Jim Holmes, get
But-
his reaction?
Okay.
Hey, did you know
Yeah.
that we were walking down the streets of LA, actually, and we ran into Dee Snider. You know who Dee Snider is?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Oh, well, he's the lead singer of Twisted Sister.
Oh.
And he was giving out some new records that he has, and he was like, here, take them, they're free, they're samples. And we were like, oh, we're okay, we're fine with that. And he goes, no, take them, and he's really pushy about it. Yeah. And finally, we just had to say, we're not gonna take them.
You can always, yeah.
But
There's a quiver on your lip when we know you're in a bit now. It's like
I get foaming at the mouth when I do a bit. It's true, I get into it. Okay, you wanna do it?
one that I have.
Yeah, to Jim.
Oh, I said.
Try to make him laugh, but genuine laugh.
Okay.
Don't just give it to us.
Okay.
All right, this
All right.
this is a stretch. This one.
Okay.
I was trying to write a joke about Sigmund Freud, but I couldn't figure it out. So this is the joke I wrote. I don't like cigars in my mouth any more than the next guy, but I'll be damned if they don't taste better when you put a little honey on the back. You know what I'm saying? I love honey on my cocks. I mean cigars.
That's it. That's all the real laughter I can give you on that.
That was enough. That was enough.
Hey, you're old, right?
Yeah, okay, good.
You know,
More age jokes. These are good. Okay.
you know that popular old show, Bewitched?
Yeah.
Well, did you know they changed out Dick York for Dick Sargent midway through the show?
I remember
right?
that, yeah.
They just swapped the dicks and hoped no one would notice. Dick York was actually more famous, but had many personal problems, so Hollywood decided to settle for the smaller
Dick.
No, actor. But anyway, I'm glad they got their dicks straightened out.
That was great.
Thank you.
All right, I want Holly Marsh to read this one out loud. Really enunciate this one. All right.
You want me to read this
This is
one?
my last joke.
Okay.
With look.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that, but okay.
You should
You
read
dick.
it ahead of.
Okay, all right. If I could have sex with anybody, I would. That's a good one. Here, I want you to read this one. I want you to read this.
That one came from Nick, actually.
Oh, that's a fun one.
But
You
I
have to
think
really
he might have
commit
gotten
to
it from
this.
someone else. All right, I have to commit to this?
Yeah, and you have to
To Jim Holmes?
make it personal.
All right, do I read it before like you did?
Sure.
Okay.
So you have an idea? You know.
I shouldn't have fucking... All right. Do you ever think I have to absolutely fucking stop putting so much pressure on myself?
Yeah?
Yeah. You have to commit to the I actually have to fucking stop
I tried.
Putting so much pressure on myself. You know what I mean? You gotta have to twist.
Yeah. So it was a performance issue.
It's a performance.
The writing
As
work,
it
the
usually
writing work,
is.
the delivery was wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
jokes.
All right.
Then he cut.
All right,
it
well,
off.
look at Lilly O'Brien. She's giving us the...
Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up.
Good.
All right, well, everybody, Jim Holmes, it has been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah,
You were
hey,
great.
thank you so much, buddy.
Good luck. And cut.